That's right. That's right.
Attaboy, Clarence.
Oh, yeah. I needed a good cry.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I love about you. You're just a sentimentalist at heart.
And what else do you love about me?
You know, I don't know what my life would have been like if you guys hadn't moved here.
Well, you'd be editor of the paper, and you'd be going to Yale.
Yes, but would I have been happy? Or would I have just been some social outcast with calluses on the brain?
That's entirely possible.
You know, when I was dating Jay, I couldn't help but remember that day last summer when I just started seeing him. And you were trying to convince me to stay at the beach club.
Yeah.
You know, you were expressing your feelings.
Yes, and I can still recall the sting of your response.
Well, you know what they say. Timing is everything.
Ho, 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 and welcome to a very special podcast. This is the podcast where we watch all your old TV shows from yesteryear and kind of discuss them amongst other things. Does that about summarize the show?
I think that's a pretty good summary of the show.
And now we're in the Xmas season now, pretty much. This is the beginning of our Christmas fantasy episodes.
Yes, this is our Christmas season.
Yeah. So we survived Halloween and Thanksgiving, and we're basically rolling into the end of the year with a little Christmas mayhem. And we decided to go in with a bang with an episode that we've been talking about for a while. It's of Beverly Hills 90210, which is it's a classic TV show, I would say.
Yes, it is definitely classic if you are our age.
I think everybody knows this, and I think it even spans generations, maybe?
Probably. Think about when Beverly Hills 90210 started, we were in third grade.
Yes, I was far from a teenager, but I totally watched this show.
I didn't start watching until the 5th grade. I wasn't allowed to watch it.
You know what, though? It's so tame and non-scandalous, though.
I know. I'm like, okay, why wasn't I allowed to watch this? But
every episode has some heartwarming lesson to learn, especially this one here. Which, all right, so this episode is a 3rd season episode. It's called "It's a Totally Happening Life," which is a weird homage to "It's a Wonderful Life."
Yeah,
and I believe this is going to be the first time that supernatural elements are introduced to the 90210 universe.
I think so.
I've mulled this over all day long. I was trying to think of there was ever an episode that involved ghosts, or even in Melrose Place. Was there spirits in Melrose Place ever?
I think if there is another one, it's after this.
another ghostly or angel-esque episode?
If there's anything else with like a ghost or an angel, it's after this one, I think.
Oh yeah, but I was trying to think if there was another one though. That was what I was wondering.
I honestly don't remember. I have no idea.
But
last night I realized my Beverly Hills 90210 memory is pretty fuzzy.
For reals?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Like I'm like an encyclopedia of 90210. I could probably
I totally forgot who this Nikki chick is.
Oh, Nikki!
I was like, who is this bitch making out with Brandon and crying in the Jack and Jill bathroom? Like, what the hell?
One of those like extra girlfriends that is not from the main cast. That it's like Brandon's girlfriend for like 4 episodes.
Yeah, it's like this girlfriend he has just because he's so hot. He's supposed to have a girlfriend.
Yeah, they can't like none of these characters
put
can go
him at this time with anybody in the cast.
Should we introduce ourselves before we get into the meat and bones of the episode?
Oh yeah, I guess we should do that.
And all that crazy housekeeping. So, I'm Patrick M. Dunn. You might remember me from the previous, 35-ish episodes of the podcast. If you don't know me, you can follow my adventures at patrickmdunn.com, or I'm on the Twitter, Patrick M. Dunn also. And I'm joined here by Kat Halstead.
What?
Yeah, she has all kinds of... She writes books and shit.
Yes.
And where can we find you?
I do. Find me at cathalstead.com or on Twitter at catdvs. And that's the same for my Instagram.
And Tumblr
and my
and all that other
Periscope
shit.
and all that good stuff. And we have a website for the podcast, a very special podcast.tumblr.com. You can subscribe to our mailing list, and you can email us at a very special podcast at gmail.com. So we can do a mailbag. So you can send us questions, comments, whatever.
Tell us we're hot.
A request.
Yeah, I believe we've had a few requests, I believe. Someone wanted to do a movie called House, but we might wait till next Halloween for that, because it's like a horror movie.
And I don't think we've tracked down a copy yet, either.
Yes, we haven't found a legal copy, because we do things legal here on the podcast.
Yes, totally.
I just air quoted that, because I think there was a few where we did not do things legally. But this episode of 90210, though, can be found on Hulu. You have to be a Hulu Plus member, I believe.
Yes, but it is also on YouTube from CBS.
Is it free, or is it one of those
No, it's free.
pay to play?
It's free. Yeah, it's been up for a few years. CBS put the full episode up. The first time I watched this episode for the podcast, I watched it off YouTube. But then, I saved it. I thought I had it, at that sweet spot where it would just, replay later when I went to rewatch it. But it started buffering, so I had to go onto the Hulu Plus account on my phone.
You get, a little bit of commercials, but it's okay. It lets you get up for a second to get a snack.
Yeah.
Even though you only have, 30 seconds to go get a snack. It's not like regular
But
commercials.
it tells you how much time you have. It'll be you have 90 seconds. So you're okay, 90 seconds, that should be enough time for me to run across the room to get something.
Or text a friend.
Or, text a friend. Well, not when you're on the phone.
Oh, I guess you're right. Well, I watch it on my Apple TV device, so so I see how long I have. I know I have 3 commercials, so it's going to be about 90 seconds.
Yeah.
I have time to, answer all those texts.
On the phone.
And then I do a quick little Wikipedia check just to see what these random extra character actors have been up to lately.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great tool. If you're a fan of the podcast, I definitely recommend subscribing to Hulu Plus. This is not a commercial because we don't get paid, but
No.
yeah. But anyway, though, this is. I've been really waiting forever to do an episode of 90210 because there were so many that we could have chosen from, and as I said, this is the first episode that deals with supernatural elements, possibly the only episode, we don't know. If anyone out there knows of any other ghostly episodes of 90210 or Melrose Place, or the random spin-offs that it offshooted, let us know, email us, tweet us. @verypodcast and, I don't know, correct us, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Inform us. Become part of the podcast.
Alright, so, just before we get into the episode, what is your initial reaction to this episode?
What the hell did I just watch? Oh my god, it was so ridiculous. And I mean, this is so good ridiculous. This is not, what the F did I just watch after the Munsters?
Yeah, like...
Oh, hello, dear, walking by my home.
So, as I said, it's an homage to It's a Wonderful Life. So the episode involves two guardian angels named Miriam and Clarence. Yes. And their goal is to save the Beverly Hills gang from dying in a horrible bus accident.
Yeah.
Like with a very random, like, drunk driver who drives this gigantic ass truck.
It's like this gigantic blue garbage truck.
Yeah, it's a big ass truck, and they just keep showing the guy swilling from his bag of booze.
Okay, did you want to know more about the drunk driver?
Yes, I thought like we would get like a little background information, maybe like after, because you know how they always kind of like go back and summarize things in the 90210. I thought we would we'd
get like just a little something about this guy.
Yeah, like maybe he got fired from his job.
Why is he getting drunk while driving? Did his wife just leave him? Did he, like, wake up that morning and discover his wife packing up her shit into her sob or something?
Or maybe he got a part-time job as, like, a mall Santa, and it was just the most stressful job of his life, and he was like, fuck it, I'm getting loaded today, I'm going to drive my garbage truck home.
Like, listen, I can only listen to so many damn kids apps for the freaking Stretch Armstrong or Cabbage Patch Kid doll or whatever the hell was popular in, 1993?
Tickle Me Elmo, maybe? I don't know. Sonic the Hedgehog?
1992, actually, is when this episode probably aired.
Yes, this episode aired on December 16th, 1992.
Yeah, what the heck was popular in 1992?
The
Beverly Hills 90210 dolls.
Yes. Yes.
Every girl wanted.
Every girl's dream toy.
Yes, I had all of them.
Oh, you know what? I know it was popular. X-Men for boys.
Oh, yes. Yes.
The X-Men animated series just dropped. You got all these crazy toys. Comic books were all the rage. You would get, like, multiple variant covers and different colored characters. Like, Wolverine would have, like, 4 different colored costumes. You get like a camouflage one. Yellow suit, brown suit. They had a shirtless Wolverine, I believe, too. I remember having that.
I know I had the dolls. I had all the dolls.
So, did they have, like, all the main cast had characters? Like, character dolls?
They didn't. You had a Dylan and a Brandon.
Definitely, okay.
You had Donna, Brenda, and Kelly.
There's no way there was a David Silver doll. I just can't picture it happening.
There was no David, there was no Andrea, and there was no Steve.
Yeah, I don't picture like people clamoring for an Andrea Zuckerman Barbie doll.
No, I don't either. Not when she dresses like Balky Bartokinus.
Oh, yeah.
However the hell you pronounce
it. Well, Andrea Zuckerman always dresses, like, she dresses worse than Cindy Walsh.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, Cindy Walsh is supposed to be, like, out of touch, like, non-hip. She just, like, came into Beverly Hills. She's not really, like, fitting in. But, you know, she wardrobe-wise, she manages pretty well. I don't know if it's, Jim Walsh's money intake, but she manages well. But Andrea Zuckerman is just a shitty dresser.
Andrea dresses more like a woman from the Midwest than Cindy does.
Oh yeah, definitely. She's like, she dresses like she goes to school looking like a businesswoman sometimes.
Yeah, I don't get that look. I never understood her clothes, though.
No, she was a character I never connected with, and I was like not.
And again, the actress was like 10 years older than everybody else.
Gabrielle Carteris, was that her name?
Yes.
But when she had a talk show, like a short-lived talk show.
Oh my God, yes.
I think it was just called Gabrielle, right?
Mhm. I think so.
Yeah, she left her like major career at 90210 to become a talk show host, and then just vanished into thin air.
She did one of those reality shows.
Oh, was she on like Surreal Life? Maybe.
Surreal Life.
Okay. How old was Andrea's Gabrielle Carteris when she did this show?
How old was she?
I know she was up there in age, but
I think she was like 30 at the start.
all right. So she was born in 1961. So in 1991, she would have been 30. All right. So she was
Yeah.
So she was just like shy, young of our age. It's like, could you? Well, actually, you know what? I could probably pass on a teenage soap. Like if I was on like Now 2.0, if they redid it right now.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Actually,
I guess
I could probably too.
Yeah, but I don't like Andrea Zuckerman though. Just did not pass. She looks like everyone's mom. She like
The hair, the clothes, just the way they. Yeah.
the way she talked, her swagger.
There is a difference. And
Like-
it's not. I mean, even when you see like press shots of Gabrielle Carteris like out with like the other cast members in like TV and Tiger Beat back in the day, she's still dressed like an old Midwestern lady.
Oh, like those like red carpet shots and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I think like Luke Perry was up there in age, but he kind of like meshed though, because he was just he
Yeah.
had that look going on.
Well, also Dylan wasn't supposed to. Dylan had a rough life, so he could afford to look a little rough.
Oh yeah, he was like James Dean-esque, except that he wore.
Oh my
like...
God, I have this great story about Luke Perry.
All right, go on.
Okay. So a few years ago, on Twitter, I follow this guy who used to write for some soap, and then he would write for wrestling. And one day he tweets out this story about that one of his friends posted. Luke Perry dies in like snowmobile accident.
Was it like
And for
August?
like half an hour, everybody on Twitter is freaking out because Luke Perry died. But like a few of us were like, there's something about this story that's just not making sense.
Was it the
And
middle
then
of
we looked
August?
at
Was it the middle of August when the story broke?
It wasn't that. It was winter. But it was the website. Because then I found the website that the story originated on, and it was one of those websites where you could put in a celebrity's name and create a fake news story about them.
Oh. Well,
So you could have said anybody. You could have said, like, Tim Tebow dies in snowmobile accident.
well, there's like
But for, like, the rest of, like, ever since this has happened, this guy has not lived down that for, like, half an hour he killed Luke Perry on Twitter.
Well, there's like it's always like the middle of August or the end of August, and there's always some like crazy news story comes out every year. And it's like some actor dies in a skiing accident. And I remember one year it was like Eddie Murphy, and everyone was like resharing the link. And it's like every year you guys fall for this. Like some actor dies in a skiing accident in August. Like who goes skiing in August?
Australians.
Yeah, but it's always somewhere where there's no snow. It's not like
Yeah.
like even in Colorado where you live, it's there's mountains and shit, but it's green in the summertime, right?
Okay, even if we did get snow in August, it's not going to be enough to go skiing.
No, and it's high mountains where there's snow, and it's not like ski snow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's
The
just
terrain isn't... Yeah.
it's this dumb story that just resurfaces like every 2 years. Actually, I think there was one that popped up. It was Martin Lawrence this year.
Well, Twitter likes to kill people off a lot.
Yeah, so like when someone actually dies, you're checking like the AP news, you're checking out all your legitimate sources.
Yeah, like I usually check to see if TMZ has posted something.
Well, because like nowadays they're the first.
Yeah, usually if somebody dies, TMZ has it before like anybody else.
Oh yeah, because they're scooping the scoop.
Like when Corey Monteith from Glee died, TMZ knew they're like...
They do before Corey Monteith?
Well, before, like, the Toronto police or whoever it was, like, had the press conference.
Well, I think TMZ probably has spies.
The press conference to watch where they announced that Corey had died.
They must have, like, spies to, like stalk, like, police scanners all day and just listen. I don't know.
Yeah, they have people, like, who are listening to scanners, and then, you can send in tips to them and stuff, so...
So, there could have been, like, a cleaning lady, and she's like, the guy from Glee has a needle in his arm and is dead on room
like
432. I was trying to do, like, a French-Canadian accent, because didn't he die in Montreal?
I honestly don't remember.
That was my bad attempt at a French accent.
Yeah, let's not do that again.
Alright, we'll retire that in the episode of tonight. Alright, so, should we get into the episode?
Yes, let's get into this ridiculous episode.
So it's Christmas time in Beverly Hills, in case you weren't aware. And, so the episode opens with a beautiful shot of the Walsh household. And you're thinking, like, we're gonna, like, go in the house and maybe, like, Cindy Walsh is preparing, like, a Christmas ham or something.
Yeah, or she might be, like, building a gingerbread house or something. But no.
Trimming the tree.
That's not what happened.
Instead it pans to the sky. You see all these stars over the Walsh house. And it does that... so the beginning of It's a Wonderful Life, you know how they have, like, the two stars talking to each other?
Yeah.
Instead, they get, like, the 90s version of that, which are just, like, neon animated stars that are just, like, floating around the screen.
Yeah, that was really awkward.
Alright, so what are the names of the angels? Clarence and Miriam?
Miriam.
Alright, so Clarence is the male angel. He kind of sounds like Danny DeVito or like a New York City taxi driver.
Yeah, he's got that, like, New York, posh accent kind of thing going on.
And then Miriam, she's a guardian angel in training. She's trying to earn her wings. And she basically blows up Clarence's spot because she's like, it's an emergency, it's a code 2. We need to, like, react right now. And Clarence is pissed because he's like, a code 2 is like an earthquake or a flood or a tsunami. And instead, Miriam zooms in on West Beverly Hills High. And we just see, like, a bunch of teens, like, singing in joy. I believe it was the West Beverly Magical Singers.
Yeah, something like that. I was just like, the singing kids.
They're singing kids. David Silver is, like, running around videotaping, like, the random extras.
Yeah, and he gets called Geraldo Jr.
Yes, because in the early years of Man of so David is younger than the rest of the cast.
Yeah, he's a year behind them in school.
So, is he? I thought he was, like, much younger than them.
No, he's only a year behind.
Okay. Oh, so, alright, yeah, that makes sense. So, when the show began, the cast were all sophomores and David was a freshman?
Yeah.
Okay, and now, in this episode, the main cast are seniors?
And David's a junior.
David's a junior. Do you know what I noticed, too, is by this point in the series, remember how at the beginning of their senior year of high school, they had all those, like, freshman buddies that they were supposed to, like, hang out with?
Yeah.
They're completely gone by this point, by the way.
Did you have to do that in school, the whole, like, senior freshman buddies thing?
No, I never had that.
Yeah, I think my second school had it, but I just didn't give a shit, so I didn't do it.
You didn't participate? Well, I believe, like,
my first school definitely didn't have that.
Maybe it's like a West Coast thing? I don't know. Because your second school was Colorado, right?
Yeah, my second one was Colorado. My first was New Jersey.
Yeah, so maybe, like, as you go westward, you have to usher in the younger kids?
Yeah, probably.
But, I believe, like, 90210's original intention, though, was it was always going to be a show about high school. They were going to kind of go that Degrassi route, where the cast would always change. You know, like, new kids would come in. The old cast would kind of, like, linger out. But I guess, I mean, if you have, like, a fucking Luke Perry doll out there. There's no way you're going to get rid of that. So they kind of just, like, nixed that idea our senior year and then just, like, immediately dropped this whole subplot with all, like, the freshman buddies. So by this episode, there's no mention of them.
Oh.
Except David. So maybe David was supposed to be, like, the bridge between the two.
Yeah, David was probably supposed to be the bridge.
Like, so, the main cast would be out, Dave would still be on it, and then it's like, alright, we remember David, okay, he's cool. And then you kind of get...
like, how depressing is that with, like, if David leaves and you're stuck with all these newbies?
You know what, though? David became a lot cooler, though, later on in the show than he was in high school.
Yeah, that's true.
He was a late
actually,
bloomer.
it's kind of like on Glee, because Glee, you had Glee Club, and everybody was in different grades. And then, like, some of them graduated, and some of them stayed behind because they were still in school, and they brought in new people. And then those kids graduated, and they brought in another group of new people.
Okay, so I've never watched Glee, so my knowledge is very limited.
Yeah.
But
They did that on Glee, but it was a little weird. There's, like, a weird subset of the Glee fandom that hates that first set of newbies, like, despises that group.
Okay.
But then they go and they love the third group of kids. It's so weird.
So, like, was, like, Leah Michelle in the whole run of the show?
Yeah, what they did was the older kids, they followed them, some of them to college in New York.
Okay.
So,
I guess that makes sense.
yeah, so you still got, like, Rachel and Kurt trying to figure stuff out in New York. And then you had the other kids still in Ohio in high school with Corey Monteith's character subbing as their teacher even though he just graduated high school.
They had to, like, he
wasn't in college.
He didn't, like, excel.
But he was basically their teacher while Will was off in, like, Washington, D.C. fighting for keep the arts in school or something ridiculous like that.
Some crazy, outlandish plot to keep the arts in school.
Yeah.
All right. But, so, this basically leaves us with David Silver. He's, like, he films all these impromptu interviews. Brent, like, I believe he's, like, shooting Brenda in this, but, like, they're like, oh, we're going to deliver all these presents to the Alvarado Street Elementary School.
Like, oh, we're going to do it. This is a West Beverly tradition. She's like the only one really, she's probably the only one really comfortable on camera for David. Everybody's kind of like, David, don't film me.
Yeah, even Donna, who was, Donna's like spearheading this whole project. So she's behind.
Donna and Brenda are in charge of this whole thing.
Yeah, so Donna, like, is the president of the Alvarado Street Elementary School Present Delivery Club, I guess is what it's called. So
charity, whatever the hell this group is called, yeah.
So the one thing that always, like, I always notice in this show is, all right, so apparently the only people who are involved in this are the singers, the magical singers, and then, like, the West Beverly gang, like the people you see every week. It. Like, there's no other students.
It's such a hot ticket, like, item for the seniors to do that Mrs. Teasley had to turn kids away.
Yeah, but there's like 8. All right, so there's like, how many people on the main cast? Like 8, maybe 8 or 9.
Not even.
And then you get, like, the 4 extras.
Yeah, it's actually probably about 8 or 9, yeah, because I keep forgetting Andrea.
So there's, like, 8 or 9, and there's the 4 extras who are just, like, in the background singing. And there's no other characters that are involved in this, like, prize-dropping adventure. Like, you would figure there'd be, like, West Beverly, there'd be a lot more people involved in this, but no, it'd be, like, this gang of kids just take over the school.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Teasley just always focuses in on them.
Yeah.
And we don't know why. But
hold on, I gotta shoot a dog.
You gotta shoot your dog?
Go away, Scooter. Go away, Leo. Sorry. Dogs are trying to get into my room.
That's okay. All right, so...
Yeah, so what gets me is, look at that bus. Like, you got the front half of the bus is just full of, like, the singing kids and Miss Teasley and Donna. Like, maybe the back 2 rows are full of presents.
Well,
and then the rest of that space, all the seats are, like, single seaters of the rest of the West Beverly gang.
yeah, well, they were all mad at each other, so they're driving to the Alvarado Street Elementary School. They're all mad at each other, so they all, like, separated from whoever they were mad at. So there's all these empty seats. So later on in the episode, Mrs. Teasley is just pissed because we'll get through to about one by one. Everyone backs out, and Donna is just fucking livid. But should we go in order because it's so hard to do this episode because they kind of like jump out of sequence?
Yeah, let's just start with Brandon and Andrea.
Okay, all right. So before we get to Brandon and Andrea. Clarence and Miriam, who are like the angels of this episode, they keep jumping back to them, and Clarence doesn't get why, like, what's going on. So, like, they have to, like, oh, well, let's go back in time. So they kind of do these, like, weird time jumps. So this is, like, a non-linear story, which just kind of, like, confuses things, I guess.
Yeah, it kind of confuses things, because they jump around, they forget to mention stuff.
Yes.
And, like, later you're like, well, why the hell are these two mad at each other?
Yeah, you're like, why are Brandon and Andrea mad at each other? Oh, then you find out later on. And then, because of the stupid, like, weird narration structure. Like, this isn't an episode of Alias or Lost. It's an episode of 90210. So, should we do Brandon and Andrea first?
Yeah, that's where they start. So let's start with these two dorks.
Alright, so, it's a few days before the bus. So, Andrea, I guess she just did an interview with David, and they're going over the Blaze's Christmas issue, and her grandmother calls to let her know that a letter from...
No, you have to mention what she and Brandon are reading for the camera.
Oh, like a 'Twas the Night Before Christmas kind of
Christmas set in West Beverly Hills High. It is so dorky, and they are so proud of themselves.
Did you write it down? Because I didn't write down the poem.
I didn't write down what they were saying, but I was like, Brandon and Andrea are dorks. Capital dorks.
It was like, 'twas the night before vacation, like in All Through the Halls. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was that. It was, even their, like, creepy teacher Gil was like, I did not have a hand in this one. This was all them. But
I believe even the angels were bored with the story. Like, Clarence, the New Yorker angel, was like, wait, what's going on here? we need to back out.
I don't get it.
Yeah, he's like, let's go back to that hot blonde from earlier.
Yeah, that was a little sketch.
But I believe his line says, I'm missing Circus of the Stars for this.
Yeah, something like that. Something so ridiculous.
But Miriam's like, no, we need to, like, keep focusing in on Brandon and Andrea, because they're, like, the fucking, like, the main thread of this storyline, apparently.
Apparently. I don't understand, but okay.
Yeah, so, if you don't know Andrea's story, she applied to Yale. Cal U was her safety school, but she really wants to go to Yale. She has a boyfriend named Jay, who dumps her ass, spoiler alert, in, like, the next scene.
Yeah.
Andrea's basically just, like, filming the interview, and then her grandmother calls and interrupts it, and we learn that the letter from Yale University has just arrived.
Yeah, and she's convinced because it's a small envelope.
Yes.
That she didn't get in.
She asks Grandma Rose if the letter is thick or thin. And then she learns that it's thin, so she's like, oh. But Brandon is optimistic.
Yeah.
And
so, when you applied to college, did you get your acceptances in thick envelopes or thin?
I don't remember, but it was probably just like a thin letter.
Yeah, I got rejections in thin envelopes, but I also got exceptions in thin envelopes, because they would send the other stuff later once you confirmed that was your school you were going to.
I honestly don't remember, so I can...
Yeah, so I don't... I'm sure there are some schools that send you the big thick packet as soon as they accept you.
Yeah, you get like a nice colorful brochures.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I feel like this is like just a TV kind of thing.
yeah, like it's like Blossom's trying to get into college. Sabrina the Teenage Witch is trying to get into college.
Yeah.
But in addition to Andrea getting a letter from Yale, she also gets a letter from her boyfriend. And
Son of a bitch.
so now like Brandon and Gil Myers, the English teacher at 90210.
Yeah, the creepy teacher.
Like the creepy teacher who wants to like fuck all the students, basically.
Yeah, my notes say this teacher Gil creeps me the fuck out.
I can't remember, but I believe he gets fired in a later episode. I believe he tries the moves on somebody, but I quite can't remember.
I feel like he tries something on maybe like Ellie.
Like he misinterprets signals for some reason. That's all I remember.
Yeah, he's just creepy. He was so skeevy. I was just like, oh, this guy can go away. I remember not liking him when I watched this originally.
Like he was supposed to be like the young hip teacher, and it was young creepy teacher. Did you ever watch the like the reimagining of that? Like the remake, like the new version?
I tried. I just could not get into it.
They had like a similar like a young teacher that they tried to like make cool, and the character just did not work, so they wrote him out like almost immediately.
Oh wow, yeah.
He was like Jake Gyllenhaal-ish looking, from what I recall.
Oh my gosh.
But all right, so now Brandon, who is like a problem gambler, he wants to bet money on that Andrea will get into Yale. But
because he knows it's a sure thing. He knows Andrea. He believes in Andrea.
Oh yeah, and like the only thing that Andrea has ever done wrong in her life is that she lied about living in 90210, and she really lived in like Long Beach or some shitty place.
Yeah.
She used her grandmother's address.
The worst thing she ever did. And even then, she like rectified that and moved in with her grandmother, so she was legally in the district.
Yeah, but Karma was a bitch, and they made her get hit by a car before that happened, though.
Yeah.
But all right, so they decide we're gonna place a bet on this. Andrea's gonna call the stakes. We're gonna go to Andrea's grandmother's house and read the envelopes. So there's the two envelopes. So there's the Yale envelope, and then there's the J envelope. So Andrea reads the Yale envelope first. She gets accepted. They're fucking excited. So now Andrea, her stakes were that Gil would have to shave his beard.
Yeah, because the beard is, of course, creepy as fuck.
Yeah, it's like a weird, like early '90s goatee / beard, like something that like a young Ben Affleck would have.
Yeah, it's that beard where the guy's like, I'm an intellectual, but I'm still cool. That's
I like
beard it is.
Nirvana, and I'm a Yaley. I believe Gil Myers went to Yale, from what I've gathered.
Yeah, I think he did.
Because
I think that's part of why he was an ass to Andrea about it.
Yeah, because she eventually declines the Yale offer, and she decides to go to Cal U. And he's like, "Fuck you, Andrea."
Did her grandmother get sick?
Probably.
I think her grandmother got sick, so she stayed in California to help take care of her grandmother.
Yeah, but I think she was just going to do a year in California, and then she got knocked up, and it ruined all her plans.
Her grandmother was like in recovery, but she needed help.
Yeah, something weird happened. Then she
was like, I'll defer Yale for a year, go to Cal, meet this guy Jesse, get knocked up, and then go off to Yale.
Yeah, but then she didn't go off to Yale, though, because she had the baby, and then she had an affair, so like she fucked up her life entirely.
Yeah, why do I not remember that?
Because she's Andrea, and she's the most like bland, lamest character in the whole series.
Why did Andrea and Brandon never get together?
They had a few like smooch. Actually, they smooch in this episode.
Yeah, but why did they not put Brandon and Andrea together? If he needed a girlfriend, why didn't they give him one in the group?
Well, because Jason Priestley, they needed to pair him up with like a hot blonde or just someone like young and sassy, and they probably would always tease the idea of Brandon and Andrea, and maybe of Gabrielle Carteris stuck around, and maybe they would eventually got into it, but I think they were really gunning for Brandon and Kelly. That was like the whole...
Okay, well, I have another question. Why did they ever put Andrea and Steve together?
Steve was drunk. Andrea was drunk. It was just like a weird... Well, Steve never really had... Well, he... what was her name? Celeste? He had Celeste, I believe, like, in the high school years. And then he was just, like, always pretty much single. And then I believe he gets, like, a wife in, like, the last, like, 4 years of the show. Yeah,
he gets, like, a girlfriend by Lindsay Price, I think.
Yeah, Janet, I believe is her name. She
has, like, a kid with her, and then they get married, but they're living in the Walsh house, and it was so weird. At that point, I had checked out.
Yeah, I believe he dated Hilary Swank at one point, too.
Oh, yeah.
And she had, like...
Oscar win.
She had, like, an 8-year-old kid, but her character fucking blew.
Yeah, I remember not liking her character.
That was, like, when they were, like, trying new things, and they were just, like... They were... Like, the cast was, like, old at this point. They were all elderly, almost.
Okay, then we're elderly.
Well, they were, like, hitting their Melrose Place years, and it was like, they need to, like, find stupid ways to keep this, like, crew together. Like, even Tiffany Amber Thiessen was like, peace out, like, I'm done.
Yeah, she's like, bye!
Yeah. And Shannon Doherty had the smarts to never come back.
Well, I don't think she was welcome back.
You know what, if she was like, I'll come back, they totally would have taken her back, but maybe like in a small like guest role capacity.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Like, you mean how she showed up on the new 90210?
Yeah, which, like, that ruined the whole Brenda mystery, because the fact that she came back. Like, I could have gone through my whole life just knowing that Shannon Doherty was like, fuck 90210. I know it made my career, but I did Mallrats and, like, a USA TV movie about the lottery, so I can deal with that shit. But she fucking...
And she did Charmed, and she did the TV movie about Margaret Mitchell.
She did do Charmed, and they fucking wrote her off that, too. And they wrote her off the new 90210, because she was like, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. She's like Cartman. She's like, screw you guys, I'm going home.
Screw you guys, I'm going home!
Alright, I have to know. Kelly or Brenda, where do you stand?
With Dylan?
Well, just in general, like in the show. Are you like a Kelly fan or a Brenda fan?
I'm definitely a Team Brenda.
If you said Team Kelly, I would have canceled the podcast immediately, because I have always hated Kelly Taylor.
Like, Kelly is kind of annoying.
Yeah, fuck Kelly Taylor. Brenda all the way. She made the show. She fucking settled her bed. She fucking got out of there, moved to London. I think she fucked Luke Perry a few times out there, because I believe they come back to it. But Team fucking Brenda all the way.
Yeah, Kelly is kind of Kelly's a low girl. You went after your best friend's boyfriend.
Oh yeah,
like that is trashy.
And you know what? I never really I always deep down I thought that Brenda hated Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
But they kept doing this thing where they're friends. Oh, they're friends. Like, they're best friends. They've known each other for a year or two. It's not like they grew up together. And they have this gigantic history. And I believe in the first season, Kelly, kind of just, heave-hos her a few times. In the in the shoplifting really episode.
Brenda. Kelly's really bitchy to Brenda. I think part of it is Kelly's a little jealous, because Brenda has the family Kelly wants, but Kelly will never have.
Yeah, and it's vice versa, because Brenda thinks that Kelly has a cool mom, but she's really just a cokehead.
Yeah.
And she's kind of a bitch. Reason why Kelly's probably a bitch.
Yeah, probably.
Brenda, she doesn't realize what she's got till it's gone, basically, because
Yeah.
She's got everything. Like, Brenda really does have the life. Plus, like, she has, like, a cool wardrobe, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember in, like, the first season, they're really, Brenda's really concerned about, like, what she's gonna wear. She just, like, she needs, like, I need this hat. I need this fucking cool, like, blazer thing. She goes to great lengths to, like, to be cool. And Kelly is just, like, a snobby bitch about it all.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, I'm surprised, like, Brenda didn't warm up to Donna that much more.
Well, Donna and Brenda bonded when they were in France.
That was, like, the first time, like they did, like, a Donna-Brenda bonding experience.
Yeah. Actually, that leads me to something else I have to ask.
Okay.
Later on in the episode, when everybody's dropping out, Donna says to Brandon, "You're my only friend left. You can't drop out." And I'm sitting here thinking, are Donna and Brandon really friends?
I've always...
Do they ever just hang out? Do they actually, like, really just talk to each other or anything like that?
There's, like... Through the entire, like, 10-year run of the series, I think there's, like, 4 scenes where it's just Brandon and Donna together. I think... The only reason Brandon backed out is just because he wasn't in a festive mood.
Yeah.
Nikki...
Everybody's being little bitches about this whole thing.
Oh. Where are we in the show? I don't even know. We're just, like, talking cuntily about Kelly Taylor.
Gil has to shave his beard.
All right,
That's where we are.
Gil Myers has to shave his beard. Andrea's boyfriend, Jay, who's not in this episode, and I can't remember what he looks like, breaks up with her via a letter.
Okay. Now, a letter doesn't sound that bad today because we have much worse ways to get stumped.
Yeah, there's a lot of work involved.
No social media, there was no text messaging.
It wasn't like you're gonna get like a Facebook mention, like, haha, fuck you, yeah, Andrea.
It wasn't like you log on to Facebook and all of a sudden your relationship status has been changed.
It's changed to complicated.
Going from in a relationship to single. It's also not like he sent her a text message, which is pretty bad.
Instead,
of course, there's always the post-it note breakup via Sex and the City, which is pretty bad.
All right, so what's worse? A text message, a post-it note, or a long-ass letter?
I think the text message is the worst.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's very... Because a text message is very informal. It's kind of like...
Yeah, it's not personal. It's just like... They were kind of like on the run maybe while doing it. Like, sorry, peace out.
It's probably chock full of spelling errors and grammar errors.
Or emojis or something like that.
Yeah, like you don't put G's at the end of words that end with a G. Like running. Mm-hmm. It's just running.
Yeah.
Or like instead of U, you put the letter U.
Mm-hmm. And the guys who break up with you via text message are always the worst texters.
But it's probably in 1992, getting a letter from your boyfriend. The
letter was probably pretty bad, yeah.
But I believe it was a long letter, though, right?
This is bad. Like, he could have at least called her.
And just been like, Andrea,
we need to have a talk.
Yeah, you look like you're 31 years old.
And I can't be in a relationship with a woman who looks 12 years older than she should.
You dress like someone from the Mrs. section at JCPenney.
You dress like a teacher.
Yeah. And I believe Jay was in college already?
Honestly, I don't remember. He was that, like, weird guy she met at the beach club, right?
I can't even place Jay. Like, I know this show, like, in and out, and I can't even place the character.
Yeah, I just remember, like, Brandon got jealous about Jay and Andrea, and he kissed Andrea, and she flipped out, and I'm like, bitch, why are you flipping out? You have wanted this guy to kiss you for, like, the moment you saw him.
Oh, Well, we might have to go back, because we, at one point, talked about doing a spin-off called 9021 Oh No.
Oh, no.
I definitely think that like, we'll definitely, in podcast form, revisit this.
Oh, yes.
But
one way or another, we shall revisit.
Alright, so before we get in too deep, Brandon and Andrea had like a smooch session on the couch during It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, hold on. You got to get to the part where he breaks up with his girlfriend.
Oh, okay. I completely forgot about this. Alright, so Nikki, Brandon's girlfriend, she came down from San Fran.
Yeah, from San Francisco, where she was visiting her parents.
And, well, she previously lived in Beverly Hills, but she had some problems. I believe her stepfather, Diesel, was kind of a dick.
Something. There was some kind of, like, guy who was a problem.
And, alright, so...
Like, I don't know if it was her boyfriend or somebody else.
So, Nikki comes down for, I guess, the day. She's going to come down for, like, Christmas Eve or something. And now Brandon's in his bedroom. Nikki is on top of each other. Their, like, stonewashed jeans are, like, clashing against each other. And Nikki's worried like, intensely making out. Nikki's worried that someone's going to walk in. But Brandon's like, don't worry. I got my entire family trained. No one's coming in. And who fucking comes in? Cindy Walsh. She just comes barging in. She's like...
Cindy.
She's like, hey, Brandon, have you seen Jim? I've been... And then she's like, oh, sorry. And then Nikki's like, no, I apologize. So then she kind of like just tapers off into that Jack and Jill bathroom. Brandon goes in to apologize for, I guess, having a boner. I don't know what.
Like for his mom walking in on them.
Yeah. And then Nikki's like, yeah, we need to break up. I'm moving back to San Francisco as of immediately.
Yeah, like, I just really came to get my stuff and say bye.
Yeah, she's like,
what? Let's make out one last time.
Yeah, she's like, I just came down to get, like, my entertainment center, and I thought we could dry hump one more time.
Yeah.
And then, so Brandon's depressed.
The whole conversation, he has her lipstick all over his mouth area.
Yeah, and he's probably, like, still nursing a boner at this point, too. Let's be real.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So... now Brandon is in the dumps. So he invites Andrea over. She's like post-breakup with Jay.
And he doesn't invite her over. He goes to the peach pit. And Nat is all, oh, Brandon, I'm sure a good girl will come right along.
Oh, and then Andrea comes in.
And walks Andrea. Basically, here's the thing. Nat, Cindy, and Jim all ship Brandon and Andrea together.
Oh, yeah, because there's like 3 or 4 times during this episode where Jim and Cindy are both like, well, I know that Andre is your special friend.
Yeah. They're all like pushing it. And it's like, why did this not happen? Like, it made every other TV show, a character like Andrea and a character like Brandon would get together.
But they just, I guess the writers, or maybe Fox, they just did not see Brandon and Andrea together, so then they just pushed Brandon
Andrea's
and Kelly.
Too old and Brandon's too hot.
And so they really wanted Brandon with Kelly. And that's ultimately what they went for, except Brandon and Kelly never got together. Spoiler alert.
Well, that's not exactly true.
No, they never... if you follow the new 90210, Brandon and Kelly never got together.
They dated.
Well, yeah, they dated. They were going to get married, and then they decided they'd be better off as friends. Jason Priestley left the show. Kelly got a new boyfriend who kind of looked like Jason Priestley, and then the show ended.
Daniel Cosgrove.
Yep. And then...
yeah, and Daniel Cosgrove, who ended up being killed off Days of Our Lives recently.
Oh, he's like a soap actor now?
Well, he was always a soap actor. Before he was on Beverly Hills 90210, he played Scott Chandler on All My Children.
Oh, okay.
He took over the role from Shane McDermott, who had been on Swan's Crossing with Sarah Michelle Gellar, who had just left All My Children.
Wow, you really thought this one through.
I really know my
soaps.
Well, then, okay, so when he left Beverly Hills 90210, he went to, I believe, The Guiding Light. And then he was off for a while, but then he went back right before the show got canceled. And then he ended up on As the World Turns, and then, oops, the show got canceled.
Now he's like...
And then, no, it gets better. This gets better. He ends up on All My Children again, and fuck, the show gets canceled.
And now he's a barista at Starbucks.
He's probably like, at least I didn't get Days of Our Lives canceled.
Well, now then there was the whole, like, Shannon Doherty run. So you had Shannon Doherty, they replaced her with Tiffany Amber Thiessen, and then they replaced Tiffany Amber Thiessen with Vanessa Marcel.
Yes.
Who was just a complete dud on the show. Like, she started off as Donna's cousin, but then it turned out she was really Donna's sister.
Yeah, this is around the time I stopped watching, because I was like, I don't understand. I'm out.
Like, this show went downhill after as I said, after Shannon Doherty got the heave-ho. Like, it was cool. Like, Tiffany Amber Thiessen was cool for a season, but then she kind of started to suck.
Mm-hmm.
Even she had enough. She's like, fucking Valerie Malone is like...
Like, I'm not with Brian anymore, so I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
Vanessa comes on, and she gets with Brian. So,
yeah,
they have a kid, and then that ends.
All I remember, I remember everyone came back for 90210 at the end. Well, not everybody. I think it was just Brandon came back, and Donna and David got married. That's all I remember.
Yeah, Donna and David got married in the last episode. I think Valerie came back, Brandon came back. I think the only person who didn't, like, come back for the wedding was Brenda.
Well, Shannon Doherty's like, fuck you guys.
Like, no thank you. They probably didn't even call her Let's Be Real.
I know. Like, she made the show, though. Like, so it was just, like, it was a pity watch. Like, post-Brenda years, total pity watch. Like, I thought Tiffany Amber Thiessen could pull it off. She started to, but then they kind of, like, lost touch with the character really quickly.
I think once they all got out of college, it just got to be boring.
Well, because they kept finding stupid ways for them to stay.
Yeah.
And then the reason why people ended up leaving was dumb. And then Luke Perry came back, and Dylan was just not the same.
Yeah.
He was an older man at this point.
God, you make him sound like a crypt keeper. You make him sound like he's older than Jim, Cindy, and Nat combined.
They probably were by this point. Do you know what I will always remember what 90210 is? Jim Walsh's back hair.
Oh.
God bless Jim Walsh's back hair. So, should we move along?
Don't forget that Cindy left Beverly Hills 90210 and ended up on Sunset Beach.
She did.
As another Midwestern mother transplant.
Basically playing the same character.
Pretty much.
Typecast. And now I don't even know where she is, doing fucking Hot Pocket commercials. I have no idea. But I miss you, Cindy Walsh. Come back into my life. You're probably an old lady now. Alright, so where should we go on? Should we go on to the Kelly and Brenda Dillon tryst?
Yeah, let's get to Kent.
Or should we do David and Donna's Bourne story?
Let's get David and Donna out of the way.
Alright, yeah. Alright, so real quick, David is a year behind. He had the opportunity over the summer to catch up on his studies, but he decided not to. Now he's pissed off because he wants to be a senior. He's afraid he's going to get left behind. His mom is moving somewhere else.
Yeah.
His girlfriend doesn't put out. His best friend killed himself the previous season. Now he's trying to videotape, I guess, all these shenanigans going on, but all this happens at once, and he just decides he can't go on anymore.
Oh, this sounds so depressing.
No wonder why a season later that he does, like, I think he does, like, doesn't he do, like, methamphetamine or something a year later?
He does, like, speed or something. I just remember him mixing stuff into orange juice.
Because he had that all-night radio show.
Yeah.
And he loses his, stepsister, like, in the mix or something.
Yeah, like half-sister or something. He was his little Aaron or whatever.
Yeah, well, his younger sister, who ends up becoming, like, a main character on the new 90210.
Well, it has to tie together.
Oh, yeah. Alright,
so yeah, David's depressed because all his friends... Okay, is David really friends with these people?
See...
Are any of these people really friends with each other?
The weird thing is, like, I always think, alright, so... Brandon and Steve are definitely, like, they're bros. David kind of has, like, a weird thing going on with Steve. They're kind of friends, and they're kind of not friends. Dylan and Brandon are cool. But Dylan mostly hangs out with Brenda and Kelly. Donna's like only tie is Kelly and David. So like they're all just like 6 degrees connected. But like Andrea, I don't even know where the fuck she fits in. Like sometimes they let her hang out. Sometimes
they're there because of Brandon.
Yeah.
If Brandon was not there, Andrea would not be part of this group at all.
Like, sometimes they go to, like, a sexy event and, like, Andrea comes and she's dressed like a mom. But they never, like... Actually, I think, like, they have, like, when Andrea gets married, like, the next season, she has, like, a bachelorette party, and I think the only invitees, it's Brenda, Kelly, and Donna, and it's, like, the like, a boring event.
Oh, gosh.
And... I don't know. Like, I never felt a connection between Andrea and any of the other characters. But, like, they kept trying to, like, push it on, like, something was going to happen. But I think, like, Andrea says, like, 4 times this episode, she's like, thank you, Brandon. Like, is like, you're the only one who, like, connected me to this group of people. Like, if it weren't for you, I'd be a social...
I would be an outcast if it wasn't for you.
Well, I believe...
Well, no shit.
I believe, like... Brenda has, like, a party one night, and I think she invites Andrea for some, like, out of pity.
Yeah, I think she has the slumber party that episode you want to do eventually.
Yeah.
Brenda does invite Andrea.
It's at, like, 7 Minutes in Heaven in the Skeletons in the Closet or something. It's some, like, weird thing.
Yeah, they do the game where they, like, all tell secrets and supposed to make you all closer and better friends.
And Kelly's, like, friend from middle school comes over, and she's, like, a bitch who has, like, she just thinks this is all, like, child's play.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I fucking love this show. As I said, there needs to be a 90210 Oh No spin-off. So, that is...
Yeah, so David's like that young kid who's part of your group, and then suddenly realizes y'all are going to leave, and he's going to be stuck here.
Yeah, like, I think he's only, like...
And he has no friends his own age.
He's only, like, accidentally friends with everybody, because I believe he's connected through, like, Steve, because one time Steve was drunk, and Steve let David drive home, and David crashed the car, and then it was this, like, whole weird thing, and then they became friends over the fact of it. And then Steve's mom thought that... Because there's 2 Mel Silvers in Beverly Hills, apparently. One's a movie star and one's a dentist. And Steve's mom thought that David's father was the movie star and not the dentist. So, like, it's just like he, like, accidentally got, like, thrown into this mix. And then somehow, like, Donna, like, she's like the cougar. Or, as Miriam, the angel, says, Donna is an angel on earth. If there ever was one.
Oh my god.
That is totally Aaron Spelling selling up the character of Donna.
Well, considering her father was Aaron Spelling, of course.
Yeah. And you know what, like, I never liked Donna either. Like, I was just like, fucking Donna.
Like, really, what was the point of Donna?
Her father...
Maybe if they had hired a real actress for the role, she'd have a purpose, but...
Yeah, she was never a great actress. Like, the greatest thing Donna ever accomplished on the show was Tori Spelling got, like, a boob job in real life, and she had, like, Grand Canyon cleavage, and they had to, like, show it off in one episode. Mm-hmm. I believe it was when Donna worked as the weather lady at Cal U, and she had to, like, take her blazer off, and she was, like, doing weather, so you had to see, like, the mile gap in between her boobs.
Oh, my.
Just go back and watch it. There'll be, like, a mile gap in between Donna's boobs.
I'll try to find that.
All right. Trust me on this one. I know 90210. And then Donna held on to her virginity till late in the show.
Yeah.
And then it was like special. It was with David. It was like there was candles.
I remember the commercials for Donna losing her virginity, and I'd be like, she still hasn't lost it.
Yeah, she was like 27 at this point. Well, I guess Aaron Spelling didn't want his daughter's character to be like a slut on the show like everybody else was.
Yeah.
Like even Andrea Zuckerman, like she had an extramarital affair.
Got pregnant before she was married.
Yeah, all kinds of crazy things. So, like, Donna was just...
Every other female character had lots of boyfriends.
And Donna just had David, and she dated Noah in between David for a little bit of time.
Let's see, because Donna dated David, Joe, Ray, the abusive guy.
Yeah, but she never had sex with Ray, though.
Walters.
Yeah, she never had sex with Ray, though.
Yeah.
And then she had sex with David, and then she dated Noah after, who she had, like, all kinds of sex with.
Like, I know what Noah looks like, but I just don't remember his purpose.
He was like he was, like, kind of Hawaiian looking.
Mm-hmm.
He was, like, in the later seasons. And I believe he dated Valerie, too, at some point.
Yeah, I think he did. Didn't he and Valerie run off together?
Perhaps. Valerie ran off with somebody.
Yeah.
It wasn't Dylan, I'll tell you that. Because Dylan came back the same day Valerie left. Dylan was like, "Is the coast clear? Valerie's gone?" Oh. All right, so should we do the Kelly, Dylan, Brenda tryst now?
Yeah, let's do this mess.
All right, hold on. I gotta like scratch my eyes or head for a second because. All right, so Brenda and Dylan are like the power couple of the show.
Yes, they are the couple.
Everyone just wanted to be Brenda and Dylan forever. But Brenda decides the previous summer that she's going to go to France with Donna.
Well, wasn't Kelly supposed to go too?
Yeah, I think something happened the last minute. Like maybe her mom was like a bitch or something. Was like, can't go.
I think she had the baby early or something, and that's also why David didn't go to summer school.
Yeah, that might have been it because I'm pregnant with Aaron Silver.
Yeah, but then Kelly spent all summer at the freaking beach club making out with Dylan.
Yeah, she got the hots for Dylan. Dylan just slipped it in her. Didn't even care. Brenda and Donna are fucking trotting through Europe, basically.
They're just hanging out in France, trying not to end up eating brain or tongue or anything.
Yeah, like weird menu items. And we learned very quickly. Brenda finds out about Kelly and Dylan, but she's still fucking cool with Kelly for some apparent reason, and they decide, you know what, we're all gonna break up and we're all gonna be just best friends. But
so I cannot believe Brenda was cool with Kelly. Like, I just can't.
No.
And I will tell you why. So when I was in college, I dated this guy, and we decided to take a break because we were just spending way too much time together. We weren't getting our schoolwork done or anything. And like, all my friends knew this, but except for this one friend who didn't seem to, like, understand it. And apparently when she met him, she developed a crush on him.
Okay.
And she called me up one day, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, he mentioned he could help me with my car. Can I get his number?" And I was like, "Okay, whatever." So I didn't think anything of it. Yeah, she seduced him. And then later goes, "Well, I didn't think you wanted to get back together with him. So I thought it was okay." I was like, "Bitch, no. We're done being friends."
So
we are done. Especially because then she started, like, making our other friends lie to me. And then they'd be like, "Okay, you need to know the truth. He said this, this, and this, and we weren't supposed to tell you. But we talked about it and decided you should know." And I was like, that bitch. So I just don't trust that Brenda was cool with seriously in any way, shape, or form.
No, there's no way Brenda would be cool. Because Brenda is a conniving bitch. Because she fucking is an amazing human being. She's dark as fuck. She dresses well. But, like, she's the type of person who will just get even. And I never bought the Brenda Kelly friendship. They really, like, threw it on you. And I was just like, I don't buy it. But the year that Brenda was in college, though, like, Brenda was kind of, like, coming to her own.
Yeah.
Like, figuring shit out. And it would have been so great if they did, like they fired the whole cast and just kept Brenda and just, like, had her whatever instead of, like, the rest of 90210. Instead, we got, like, the abortion that was just the show. But Brenda forgives Kelly for some fucking stupid reason. And she decides that Brenda, Kelly, and Dylan can be, like, the Three Musketeers. They can just be, like, kind of like friends, I guess? Like, BFFs?
Wait, hold on. Got my signal. You there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Alright, so basically, Brenda realizes that herself and Kelly and Dylan can become best friends for some reason.
Yeah, because that's going to work.
And it seems cool, like they're going to be the Three Musketeers. It seems kind of cool. But they have, like, the Walsh family are, like, trimming their tree. They're, like, trimming the Christmas tree. But they also are going to, like, study Shakespeare. So the three of them are in Brenda's bedroom. They're, like, practicing lines or whatever. And Kelly leaves to go get, like, Pepsi or something. And Brenda, like, forgets that this whole ordeal. And she, like, kisses Dylan on the cheek. And then they kind of, like, start smooching.
Yeah.
Like a deep smooch. And then Brenda's like, whoa. Oops, sorry. Like, I didn't mean this to happen. But then, like, the next day, Dylan does the same thing with Kelly, basically.
Yeah. I think it's, like, hotter and heavier with Kelly.
Oh, yeah, because, like, there's, like, laps involved and, like, petting involved with Kelly. And Brenda...
Like, yeah, Kelly is on top of Dylan at this point.
Yeah, so Dylan is supposed to be Santa Claus at this Alvarado, like, street elementary school thing. So Brenda got a hold of the costume. She's going to bring it over to Dylan's house so he can try it out. And she's walking up and she looks in the window and she sees Kelly on top of Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
And she loses her shit. Kelly loses her shit too. And Dylan's, like, trying to, like, play it off cool. Like, can we have a menage a trois? Like,
dude, you're in high school.
He's being a dick about it.
It's up for college.
The college years.
Yeah.
But Dylan moved on. They all moved on by that point.
Well, yeah, because Dylan married the mobster's daughter.
Oh, I just cried when you said that. I forgot about that. Yeah. Antonia.
Sorry.
All right, so now everyone is pretty much mad at everybody. Should we get to the reasons why everyone goes to Donner and has to back out of the Alvarado Street?
You know, I didn't write down the reasons.
Oh, I have them all written down.
Oh, you do? Okay. I just wrote, this person tries to quit, and this person tries to quit. And Donna is just not here for it.
All right, so Dylan thinks he looks like stewed tomatoes in the Santa suit and doesn't want to go see how the kids look. Kelly complains that she's not feeling well and doesn't want to go to the school if Brenda and Dylan are going. Donna does not mention that Brenda and Dylan won't be there, though.
No, she does. She's like, well, they're not going, so you don't have to worry about that. And then Kelly gets really bitchy.
Yeah, Kelly always gets bitchy. David thinks it's a senior class thing and feels like he's, like, being left out and just doesn't want to go. Steve...
Like, I can't record it, so I shouldn't go. It's like, well, how'd you get on the list if you're not a senior?
Steve doesn't want to go. Well, he can't go because he almost got expelled for cheating.
Poor Steve. Poor Steve. He's the only one who was willing to dress up as Santa, but he's the only one not allowed to go.
Because he got the legacy key in the summer episodes the previous summer and, like, changed all his grades and got caught.
Yeah.
Andrea...
Okay, here's the thing about the Steve situation. Wouldn't this be the kind of thing you would make a kid like Steve do?
That's what I thought. I was like, why would Mrs. Teasley be like, Steve Sanders, you're fucking going to this like thing. You're gonna dress up as...
And you're dressing up as Santa, and you're gonna go, ho, ho, ho! To all those... Like, that was really confusing me. This is the kind of thing he should be forced to do for community service kind of thing.
No, instead they keep him in the school, and he's just not allowed to go anything, which doesn't make sense because who cares? Andrea doesn't want to go because she's pissed off.
Every day, like you can't love. What is he? Can he not go to the football game?
No, he's kicked out of everything for the rest of the year, and it's like 3 months left of high school.
Wait, does Steve go to prom?
No, he goes to prom because after this episode, he gets like reinstated because he did a great job.
Oh, okay.
They forgot like that he changed all his grades.
I mean, come on! If you had the legacy, wouldn't you do that too?
Oh yeah, totally. And you know what? He was just a dumbass for getting caught. Actually, I think the only reason he got caught, I think like Brandon found out or something, and Brandon, like the voice of reason, is like, Steve, I'm gonna tell on you.
Yeah, wasn't there an article in the school paper or something?
In the Blaze, the Beverly Hills Blaze.
Yeah.
And alright, so Andrea doesn't want to go just because she's pissed off at Brandon.
Because they kissed, but they were each thinking of their exes.
Yeah, alright, so Andrea, like, I don't understand why she doesn't want to go, because, and I think even Donna says it, Donna's like, you're the voice of reason, like, I don't even like you, like, I'm just friends with you because they make me, and you're being a bitch to me.
Like, my dad says we have to pretend to be friends on this show, so you're going.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm not fucking going, and Donna's like, alright, if you don't go to this, like, you're done, I'm gonna exile you, but Andrea doesn't go. And then, actually, you know what? Brandon has the worst excuse. He's not in a festive mood. And he feels like he'd be too much of a downer. And Donna gets pissed.
Donna's just done with all their shit at this point.
She's done with these...
Well, Gil won't let me out of it. And she's like, Gil's not in charge.
She's done with these heartless douchebags. She goes to Mrs. Teasley, who is like probably the worst principal ever, because Mrs. Teasley just only cares about these like 8 students and nobody else.
Okay, who's worse, Mrs. Teasley or Mr. Belding?
I don't even know. This is like a conundrum.
Okay, guys, you have to tweet us and tell us who's worse, Mr. Belding or Mrs. Teasley.
I think Mr. Belden, because I believe Mr. Belden released like student secrets to Zach in an episode of Saved by the Bell. I kind of remember him leaving his file cabinet unlocked, and Zach got in and found some information. Mrs. Teasley...
I'm about Mr. Belding's office. Like, he has a secretary, but she's not right outside his door.
No, you just go from the hallway to Mr. Belding's office.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, we're doing Saved by the Bell really soon, so maybe we can examine this.
Yes.
Or we can do a...
Actually, Mr. Belding's not in that episode.
We should do a special episode just about Mrs. Teasley and Mr. Belden.
We'll have to look into that.
But I think Mr. Belden's worse because he like is always trying to get in the gang, and at least Mrs. Teasley is kind of like the voice of a reason. She's kind of being bitchy to the gang and like being like, I'm done with you guys.
Belding's worse because he wants to be a part of the gang.
When they all
the new class, he wanted to be a part of the gang. Even when he had Screech as his sidekick, he wanted to be part of the gang.
Yeah, so Mrs. Teasley, like, she retired and she cut all her ties with the students.
And these kids leave. She doesn't really, keep up with them.
No.
Belding goes to Zach and Kelly's wedding.
Yeah, Mrs. Teasley's never mentioned again after they graduate, basically. I think she comes back for, one episode at some point.
Yeah, there's, a time capsule or something they go back for, or something stupid. Like a 5-year reunion or something.
And, yeah, they're all there for it. But, so, can we agree that Brandon is probably the worst friend of them all at this point?
Yeah.
He's just not in a festive mood?
Actually, no. No, Kelly's still the worst.
I mean, I will give it to Kelly. She's pissed because of that whole, like, Dylan and Brenda thing, so I can totally understand.
Yeah, but she started that whole situation.
And you know what, though? Like, Kelly and Donna are, like, really close friends. Like, they were friends before Brenda, so okay.
Yeah.
And as I said, Brandon and Donna are just not friends, like, ever.
They're not. I was sitting here last night, and I was trying to think, when did Donna and Brandon, like, ever hang out just together?
Like, as I said, I think there was, like, 4 or 5 scenes the entire series where they were together.
Yeah, okay, you know how you have your group of friends, and maybe you're friends with, like, you're really good friends with almost everybody, but there might be just, like, that one person that you just don't really know that well, for whatever reason.
That's Brandon and Donna.
Yeah, for that group, that's who they are for each other.
Yeah, like, if Donna was in trouble, Brandon, I don't think would come to her rescue.
I think Brandon would before Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan, I think Brandon has, like,
Dylan is the worst. Dylan is the worst. They're all bad.
Yeah, Dylan, actually, you're right. Because Brandon will probably go to Donna if, like, something really shitty happened, like Donna was going to get raped. But Dylan would probably be like, who's Donna? Like, who Donna?
Exactly. Who's Donna? Boss's daughter, that too.
I want to, like, just go through this all and just, like, make notes of all the time Brandon and Dylan interacted with Donna separate. Like, not like a Kelly-Donna date.
I kind of want to do, when I eventually do a rewatch, I want to, like, keep these notes of, like, who interacts with who, one-on-one, and, like, just have a tally mark.
Oh, we're totally doing 90210 no someday. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, when we run out of TV shows to talk about, we're just gonna go back and do all these, like, spin-offs that we talked about.
Yeah.
Alright, so should we get back to the Angels?
Oh, yeah, let's get back to the Angels.
Alright, so we forgot about the Angels. Clarence and Miriam. So, everyone's pissed at each other. Mrs. Teasley is like, you will not graduate unless you go to this.
It's all like, you all agreed to do this. This is a hot ticket item for seniors. And then the bus is, like, half empty. I'm still pissed about the bus being, like, half empty.
Oh, yeah, because she was like, there's, like, kids lining up. Like, there's, like, no empty spot on the bus. And they separated all.
And then there's all these empty spots.
Well, it was done for dramatic effect.
Still, though, I'm pissed. Because all I can think about is, like, what about those, like, 5 or 6 other kids that wanted to be a part of this?
Do you think that Shannon Doherty would have sat next to extras, though? Let's be honest.
Actually, I think Shannon would, Jenny wouldn't.
Alright, so who do you think is, like, the friendlier character in the affair? Shannon or Jenny?
I think it was Shannon, but Jenny thought it should be her.
Okay. Because I know, like, in real life, there was, like, a tryst between the two of them.
Yeah.
And it's, like, kind of the reason why Shannon Doherty didn't want to come back to the show. But then they made up eventually, and then went on the spinoff together. And then they, like, fired Shannon Doherty from the spinoff.
Poor Shannon, always getting fired.
Yeah, and they definitely ruined Brenda's character in the spinoff. Because they made her a teacher. Mm-hmm. And they tried to, like, soften her character. And I was like, that is not what Brenda is like today. Brenda is a ruthless bitch. And she will fucking eat you all for lunch. She is a cannibal. She fucking hates Kelly. She fucking hates Kelly Taylor. There's no way in hell she had a child with Dylan McKay.
Wait, that's who fathered Kelly's kid? Was Dylan?
Yeah, it ended up being Dylan.
Fucking Kelly.
Yeah. Ugh, I fucking hate Kelly Taylor. Ugh. To this day.
Oh, I think Kelly's kind of the reason I couldn't get into the new 90210.
Because they kind of made her a new character, and her sister was a main character on the show, and they brought back Kelly's mom.
Oh, God. There's a reason I like the new 90210 better. They picked better characters to bring back. It wasn't like Billy and Allison or something. It was Sydney and Amanda and Michael.
Who basically were like Melrose Place.
Yeah, exactly.
A place called Melrose. Alright, so, should we wrap the show up? Because this is where it gets fucking weird.
Yeah, let's get to this weird part. I still didn't even understand this part.
Alright, so, we haven't mentioned the angels in a while. So, Clarence and Miriam, through this whole episode, we kind of get this non-linear story of everything we just said. So you don't get it in order. You just kind of get like random snippets here and there.
Yeah, you get parts here and parts there, and you gotta try and figure out what's going on.
And
it's more confusing than an episode of Lost, that's for sure.
So, what we know is they're all going to be on a bus. They're all going to be mad at each other, and something horrible is going to happen on the bus. And like I believe we previously mentioned, there is a drunk driver driving like along a cross section of the same road. So like he's going to drive through a stop sign and hit the bus. That's what we know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Miriam is like, she explains all this evidence to Clarence, the angel, and he's like, I ran out of all my favorites, in his New York accent, Danny DeVito-esque, and he's like, I ran out of all my favorites. He's like, the only thing that'll save them is like pure joy. And fucking Donna Martin, Tori Spelling, an angel on earth, if there ever was one, fucking comes up on the bus. She's mad at all her friends. And I don't blame her, because her friends are fucking assholes. And she's like, you guys are pieces of shit. She's like, there's fucking kids in the next county over that is not 90210. They're fucking starving. They don't have fucking X-Men toys or dolls of us. And we just need one of you dumbasses to dress up like Santa Claus and bring some fucking presents. And you're all being fucking bitchy at each other for no reason at all. For your selfish reasons, just come together for like an hour. Fucking Steve Sanders, who's like kicked out of the club, drove there by himself and decided to do it on his own merit.
The bus.
Yeah. He's not on the bus.
I tell the kids, he's playing Simon Says. He's like being nice to creepy as fuck Gil.
And I guess someone up in heaven or whatever just saw like the bus was like, all right, we'll let them live. So the drunk driver.
Clarence is like, oh, I rerouted the bus of this one guy. It's like a close scene, but not the right guy. So this blue garbage truck with the drunk driver is still coming right for them.
He drives through the stop sign, but some kind of weird magic makes the bus transparent, so he just drives through the bus, and there's like a weird
a ghost car all of a sudden.
There's like a 90s like animation glow of the two cars going through each other. You can see it on our Instagram at A Very Special Podcast on Instagram. And everyone gets off the bus, and they're all friends again, apparently.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yay. Like, there's this moment where they're like, did something just happen?
The magical singers
meanwhile, Gil and Steve are at the fence yelling at this drunk driver. Like, what do you think Gil and Steve actually saw happen?
I don't know, because Steve's like, that was close. But did he see the cars go through each other?
That's what I want to know.
He's like, wow, that was a close call. But I don't know, that's fucking crazy. Like, as I said, it's the first time, as I know, that they introduced supernatural elements into the 90210 universe.
Yeah.
But, alright.
So weird.
Final notes, okay.
Well, hold on, there's more. We're not exactly done yet. Because Mrs. Cheesley makes Steve dress up as Santa. And let's see, he was the only one who was willing to do it anyways.
Yeah, he was fucking total. He was the only one that wanted to like be part of this, except for Donna.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I would love to, but I'm not allowed. He's like, Donna, if I could dress up as Santa for you, I would. Steve Sanders is probably like the best guy out of all of them.
So,
even with the legacy key stuff.
Mrs. Teasley's like, you should dress up like Santa. Wasn't he mad then to dress up like Santa?
Well, she gave him the Santa suit. Like, Dave, you're not supposed to be here. Hands him the Santa suit.
Ugh. And then, all right.
Dylan's playing with some girl with the yo-yo, and he gets shown up.
All right, so now Brenda and Kelly, they kind of like come up to Dylan. They're like, Dylan, it's like a week before the New Year's Eve. You have to make a choice. Like, who do you want before New Year's Eve? Which, it definitely parlays into the next episode. If this was 90210 no, we would have definitely gone into the next episode. But it's Dylan imagining his life with either Brenda or Kelly. I'll spoil it.
Okay.
And I believe he picks neither, from what I remember.
Well, that's basically what he does anyways.
Yeah. Well, eventually...
They definitely eat cookies. Brenda puts a B on hers, Kelly puts a K on his, and, like, you gotta decide which cookie you want.
Well, eventually...
Oh, my God.
Dylan chooses Kelly, knocks her up, and has a fucking child, so...
But he also goes and spends time with Brenda in London.
That is true. You know what though? I don't count the new 90210 as canon though in the whole like scheme of things.
Really, Dylan picked Brenda.
Oh yeah, definitely. Dylan would totally pick Brenda because she's fucking cooler. She's more cultural, lined up with Dylan's ideals. Kelly is just kind of like your typical...
Like, naturally bitchy. She's bitchy when you give her a reason to be bitchy.
Yeah.
Kelly is just a bitch.
Yeah, I've always hated Kelly. And it's just like, when they brought Kelly back into the new Nocturne and they kept her around, I was like, why?
And then, David tells Donna he's going to double up on his classes next semester so he can graduate.
Impossible.
Donna's like, so we'll never see each other. And I'm like, you guys aren't sleeping together. What are you really doing anyways?
Alright, first of all, that's impossible. But yeah. I guess the show was so popular and they wanted to not have it be Degrassi Jr. Mm-hmm. They wanted David to be the same age as the other characters, so they just kind of like shoehorned him in.
Like, okay, I know some school, like, you have to have a certain amount of credits to graduate, and those credits have to have certain classes, so maybe if he gave up, like, electives.
Yeah, maybe he didn't do fucking radio every day. He can do something like an extra English class that...
Go to class, because he's always in that radio booth.
Yeah, and they...
Okay, did your school have a radio booth in the middle of the school that would broadcast during the day?
We had a radio station, but it didn't broadcast during the day, though. It was after school.
Yeah, we didn't even have that.
Oh, so we were fucking...
Either high school.
I always wanted to be the David Silver, but it was a hard gig to catch. And actually, there were some friends that I had a radio station. They played punk songs. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, like, in college we had a radio station, but I wasn't part of it.
Yeah, because you had, like, normal ambitions.
Well, yeah, I was in the theater stuff.
Oh, you're like
the
Brenda?
Creative Writing Club. And I worked in the college union building, so I had to lock the radio kids in, basically, at night. So.
Alright, so...
They were always kind of snotty.
So what did you think of this episode of Totally Happened in Life?
It was ridiculous. Oh my god, I forgot how much I hated Kelly.
Yeah, I've always hated Kelly, and to this day, I will go to my grave being a Kelly hater. Brenda Walsh all the way.
Yeah, Team Brenda.
To my grave. I don't care what awful things you've done to your friends. They deserved it. Brenda Walsh.
Yeah.
But, so, moving along, I believe next week we're gonna, venture into a TV movie?
Well, are we doing the movie, or are we doing the Saturday morning show?
I believe we're gonna do the movie, unless you want to do the Saturday morning show first.
No, we can do the movie.
Alright, so I believe we're gonna move it into a TV movie. You may know this. It starred Drew Barrymore.
and Keanu Reeves.
1986 Babes in Toyland.
Yep. You can find it on... Where did we find it?
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
In its entirety. And definitely join us next week, because it's going to be fucking scandalous.
I don't even know what's going to happen on this. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
so.
me neither. I've seen it, but I haven't seen it in a while, but let's go with it.
Maybe I saw it back in 1986, but that was how long ago?
Let's be surprised together. And as always,
okay.
Until next time.
Bye!